Next up, I'd like to discuss the emulator. Now, the emulator is a virtual device which sits on your screen rather than you have to plug in your own mobile phone, and it can be quite a problem and quite messy. So what I'm going to try to do in this short video is actually look at some basic ways of configuring, what the configuration of them means, and get an emulator up and running to display what's on my activity main. The first thing I want to do then is to press the play button. So let's run it. And the first thing you'll notice is that there's a message, error running app, no target device found. That means there's no emulator, and you'll notice it says here, no device. Okay, so let's go to it. Let's open what's called the AVD manager. Click on that and it will open up this. Now this screen is quite crucial. What you might end up doing is defining several virtual devices until you settle on one that you're happy with. So the process is simple. You press create and then you'll go to the category which is phone. Obviously you have different types, but we're phone we're interested in. And what I tend to do is go for a relatively low spec one. You'll spot there's Pixel with high resolution. I tend to sort of scroll down and see if we can find something that's fairly low spec. Something like the Nexus S will do, because it's quite a low small screen resolution and so on. Now, the logic of this is that you'll have to settle on one in order to design your interface. But this initial step is just to show you the process of how you get an emulator going. So I'm going to pick a simple one down here. And what you do is you select it, you press next. What it does is it opens up this, and what it's interested in doing now is selecting a system image that you would download. Now the system image is related to what's called the API level, and the API level you might like to think of as the ability of that system image to do different things. The higher the API level, the more complex; the lower, the more basic. It's a good way of thinking about it. Let's just select one, the lollipop. You select it and you press download. Give me a second. Should I just click on that? And then it will open up a license window. You click next. You'll notice there's a download bar here. It's about 300 megabytes per image. You can download as many as you like. And at this stage, before you start rushing into coding, you might want to play, as I said, with various different types of emulators and see what you're happy with. And in fact, if you have an Android phone and you do some further research, you might find there are certain emulators which are good ones to test out on a screen. So it is currently 32%. And what it's going to do then is it'll download the system image. Give me a second. Let me get that out of the way. Once it's in place, the theory is it's got a system image, you've got an emulator, i.e. a virtual device on your screen, and it should run your application on the virtual device on the screen. Okay, so that's in the process of running. What I'm going to do is stop this video, and the second part of this video is continuing on from here.